Now, coming to, I think, a huge thing that has happened, and I think a lot of writers would also be very invested in understanding how does the whole AI thing play. We've seen a lot of websites just ranking on AI content. Again, Google is also going against them, and a lot of stories of rising, like a lot of growth stories which we've seen in the industry, and then a lot of failures as well, right? uh, Now, as writers, as a writer myself, and somebody who works with a lot of freelance writers, these writers are using ChatGPT, right? It's very clear that that's their way of producing content quickly. You as a SEO manager, or you as a somebody who kind of reviews all the content, or let's say you manage your content team, how do you see the whole Gen I play? Right, I think we discussed this in our last conversation. We talked briefly about it. Ki, how do you use it in your workflow, and we had some good suggestions as well here. But when we talk about AI content in general, what do you think? Where is it going? And uh, and a secondary risk is putting out AI content and plagiarized content in general, right? So I think earlier plagiarism was only about, hey, this content has been copied from this A website or B website, which you could easily do through tools, through Grammarly as well. But AI content also has certain other platforms. But how do you see the whole game, and how do you prevent yourself? Like, at what extent would you go, and at what extent you will be like, hey, this is uh, not something we should go in this territory or something like that, right? So how do you see the whole thing?
So, a couple of months back, I have attended a Google Search Central event
Okay.
in Bangalore, and one person have asked similar question to Google Spock, right? That how do you differentiate, or how do you like take this AI generated content when it comes to ranking? So they have said two things. One is that you know uh, we don't differentiate between AI and manual written content.
Okay.
What matters for us is that the content should be updated, the content should be unique, and it should add value to the user, right? But at the same time, they have also mentioned that the content which is generated by AI is nothing but the pieces the AI has picked from multiple websites which already exist. So it is not unique again, right? Because it just rephrased the existing content. So they haven't answered this question directly, but what I have understood out of it is that the content which is generated by AI or ChatGPT is not unique. It's just a rephrased content which AI has.
Because I think it's trained from all these websites,
Right.
and I'm assuming that if it's trained, it's
So
going across your
if it's
top
not
20 articles.
Yeah. So if it's not unique, then it's not adding value to the user, and Google won't reward that content as well, right? So I feel that whenever you write manually, like a writer is writing the content and adding their personal touch in that will be always helpful. In some cases, AI content might be helpful. For example, writing the definitions or product descriptions, right? The general content which is like ChatGPT will be definitely helpful to do your research part when you want to find out some stats, facts while writing a content piece, right? Or maybe like changing your tonality of the content which you have written, or to help you and support you. It's not what I feel, it's not something which you should heavily rely on to produce 100% of your content, but it can definitely act as a supporting hand to a writer or a SEO team to do a lot of like support from a machine. You can generate titles, you can ask for related keywords, you can outline, right? Then a couple of definitions, facts, numbers, stats, right? They can also it can also help you to create a couple of tables, beautiful tables out of your content, or out of any other content which you give as a reference to the machine. So that's what I feel. But manually written content will be always good. You have to see what kind of content really works in your industry. I have heard couple of cases recently after the Google update came that the sites which were producing a lot of content using AI has, like, seen a losses with respect to ranking and traffic, and they are not getting rewarded anymore. And I guess slowly and gradually Google will be very very strict about all these things, and they will be also able to understand the content which is created by a machine versus a man, right? So writing content manually will be always helpful. Like when I write, like when I read as a reader any content, right, I would definitely see that a content written by a person will be helpful, because you can see that, while reading it you can feel that personal touch coming out of a content. So that's what I feel about this.
Are there any tools do you use to check?
There are a lot of tools available in the market to check AI thing, but none of the tool is giving 100% result right now. We had this kind of charts in the SEO community as well, but so far I haven't got any tool which is giving 100% result. A lot of tools have been tried so far, so if any tool which is giving 100% result, let me know also. Even I'm not sure about it, but as far as my knowledge, there is no tool available right now which can give you a right result, whether the content is AI written or not.
Yeah, I think my 2 cents here would be like, as you mentioned correctly, there's no tool which will give you 100%, which means that either because I was working with a freelance writer, and what he mentioned was, ki, hey, even the content he's written himself is being shown as AI content. So I think it's a very gray area for as of now, right? So you might get AI content which is recognized as original content, or original content recognized as AI content.
Right.
It's very difficult because I don't know how it works and how much is there. I think what I would do is see something like a Chat GPT or a Claude or a Gemini is very very useful, as you mentioned, about understanding intent, understanding the topic, writing an outline, understanding what to write, right? So as long as you gain all the information and write it yourself, you should be good to go. But I think once you go into copy pasting stuff, I think that's where the problem is. And we'll also have to understand ki, hey, something like a Chat GPT or the free version is like, it's what, like a year or 2 years old, the kind of information on data set it has. So it's not giving you the recent information as well, right? So it's very important you do your own research, use it as your partner in crime in understanding ki, hey, ki this is what the topic wants from you, these are the certain things, or broadly for your research. I think it's helpful. You get all the information at one place. And as you mentioned, that write the content yourself, add your own personal flavor to it, add your personal edge to it, because that will help you go higher and get results, right? And again, I think, yeah, coming to the tools, I think it's very very, yeah. Now I think we've spoken about AI content and what's like our stance at it, like how do you want to use it, etc., right? If you have something which is more repeatable, or something where you could put in your something like so let's say if you're writing a meta description for, let's say, your society pages, so you can do an algorithm, or you can have a prompt written ki, hey, these are the things, and you feed some of your previous like originally written meta descriptions, and then create something to ensure. I think because when I talk about society pages, I think there are like lakhs of societies, right, in India alone. So that will be helpful. So anything which is repeatable, anything which needs a lot of you can basically program it, you should do it.